The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
1 million protesters against Monsanto worldwide. Well, no, not really, but we'll actually tell you the numbers we really do have instead of just hyperbolic numbers about protests. As we know, Lewis, it's very popular when it's the Tea Party, when it's Glenn Beck doing a speech in front of the Lincoln Memorial, to vastly exaggerate the numbers that participate in a protest. But we will not do that here. On Saturday, there were protests in 52 countries and 436 cities as part of the March Against Monsanto Corporation. This is against genetically modified food. Some of the themes were real food for real people, label GMOs, it's our right to know. And the big thing I want to talk about here, we've talked about the content of the March Against Monsanto a lot, right? We need full disclosure and labeling on genetically modified foods. We don't buy into the argument that it is simply a ploy from organic brands that are already labeling their food to increase the costs of the companies that would have to do rebrands. We don't buy into any of that. We think it should be labeled. We are against the incredible lawsuits that are taking place when a Monsanto soybean blows into a nearby field and is planted there, and then that farmer gets sued. We've talked about all that stuff. I think our position is pretty clear on that, right? What I want to talk about, Lewis, favorite subject of mine, is the media coverage, or really the lack of media coverage, of the March Against Monsanto. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, 436 cities around the world. The St. Louis Business Journal blog wrote about it. The Tahoe Daily Tribune had a small piece about the local involvement in the protest, but essentially no corporate media coverage. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is not in a vacuum. It's not, well, this didn't get coverage and other stuff that is similar in size also didn't get coverage. Not only is that wrong, remember when 300 people would show up at a Tea Party rally and it was all-day news on Fox News, Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity and all the right-wing echo chamber going crazy about the Tea Party movement. People are fired up, Lewis. People are fired up. And then we have cameras that actually pan all the way around. There's like a few hundred people there.
You pan past the misspelled signs and, right, there's nobody there.
There's nobody there. If you actually take down the misspelled signs, you'll see there's like nobody standing behind them. But this gets absolutely no coverage. So what is it? Is it the normal cycle of big corporations fund big media, so big media isn't critical of big corporations? Is it that simple, or is there more to the lack of coverage about this?
Well, as I always say, is it interesting news to the majority? I don't know. I don't know if it's good for ratings.
So you think maybe it's just not going to play well? People wouldn't really care that much.
I think that's easy for people to say when those people might have ties with Monsanto.
I would challenge that, Natan. I would actually say the reason why people wouldn't be interested in hearing about the March Against Monsanto would only hold true. It would only be valid if it's a presentation that does not really critically look at the issues and the reasons for the protest. Because if people really understood how important the food situation on this planet is right now to them, and if it was properly presented, you'd see the protest twice as big, and the media coverage would actually do really well. I just don't think we would get that type of coverage.
Well, if you compare it to the Tea Party coverage, I think that the problem is that the sort of pro, GMO labeling movement doesn't really have a powerful lobby. So when you have, the Tea Party have like a 300-person rally, you have a bunch of press releases that are being released, and then you get one media outlet to cover it, and then all of them cover it.
Right.
Just the contagious effect of media coverage. So here, there's no one really pulling any strings for them. There's no money going into it. There's no campaign money, etc. There are no ads. So the media just has no interest. I don't think it's necessarily a deliberate attempt to not talk about it. It's just that there's no one who's going to make it happen.
I think it's partly deliberate in the sense that a lot of Monsanto and big food brands are advertising on corporate media. Why would they bite the hand that feeds them?
At the same time, Monsanto is a name that a lot of people don't know.
People know the brands, but not Monsanto. Right.
So I think a lot of people might just get lost in all the minutia.
You could be right.